What's going on, friends? And thanks for tuning in with us for Advent. I'm gonna start off with these three words. It sounds impossible. Now, I'm sure we've all felt that or said that at some point in our lives. For me, that actually used to be a pretty daily thought because I had a little bit of a weird and non-traditional childhood that was filled with some different health issues throughout it. I was out of school, out of family time, social events, and honestly, just day-to-day life for quite a while. Missing quite a bit of school. I was oftentimes in my room or in a doctor's office otherwise. It was for me a combination of migraines and autoimmune issues and all of those details to say there was no doctor and no medication or procedure that was really fixing it. And in that, to be honest, the hope of just normal life, the hope of getting better, the hope for a lack of pain, all became those cycling words for me over and over again. It sounds impossible. Now, it was a pretty dark time in my life, and it started off some different battles with anxiety and depression that you might be able to relate to in your own. And the longer that narrative continued for me, the worse it honestly got. The more I stayed confined in my bedroom, the more stuck I felt. It was as if my entire life became fixated on wanting an outcome, the possible to happen. As if my entire young life was stuck staring at a door and just begging it to open. Have you ever been there? In this weird tension between the possible and the impossible. Our passage today comes from a conversation with a similar tension in it between this angel named Gabriel and Mary, who's going to be giving birth to Jesus, where the angel says, "It sounds impossible. But listen, you know your relative Elizabeth has been unable to bear children and is far too old to become a mother. Yet she's become pregnant, as God willed it. Yes, in 3 months, she's gonna have a son, because the impossible is possible with God." For Mary, she was already meeting an outcome that she never would have expected herself, let alone for Elizabeth, this old woman who's got a baby on the way now. And in response to all of those responses, those questions, those human reactions that make zero sense to us, we meet an angel that speaks God language who says, "I know, it sounds impossible to you." Mary, Elizabeth, even myself in my own story, found themselves hearing about a direction that they didn't plan for, they didn't even know existed. And humanity oftentimes meets this tension between what we think should be and what God says could be. For me, I had to get up and step out of this rut of "it sounds impossible" and move into, with God, what could be possible. For Mary, she said, "All right, I'm in." For Elizabeth, the same happened, despite the doubt that was in the story. And for them, it meant turning away from the closed door that they were fixated on and looking for a different door opening, hearing about a different door opening, and taking a step with God into it. And now for all of us, the birth story of Jesus opens a door to a relationship with our Father in heaven, into an eternity that surpasses our understanding. And it's a doorway that we couldn't have found or opened on our own, where God wipes away our what should be with what could be. So today, could I just encourage you to look around, maybe list out the things that are going on in your life. And in that, see if you could answer this one question. What door, what thing, what opportunity, what blessing, what lesson could God be opening up in your life right now? Because the impossible is possible with God. We'll see you tomorrow.